What is up, weather enthusiasts? I'm your host, Pat's Path Predictor. Let's get right into the weather. Alright, so this is the situation we have right here. I have the last 4 model runs pulled up because I want to discuss these because there's been some interesting developments with all of them, and the last one is completely different to all of them, and I'll explain why in a little bit. So this is the 18Z run right here, and basically I want to run through all of these at the same time first, and then I'll go into the nitty-gritty details about it. So this is the 18Z run right here, and this is what we have. This is the Pacific hurricane I keep talking about, and makes landfall. It makes landfall, kind of dissipates, and then this thing forms in the Caribbean Sea. It continues to develop. It makes landfall in Cuba, and then it goes into the Gulf, intensifies, and then it makes landfall in Louisiana. It had made the last video we had it made like landfall in Texas. Now it's making landfall in Louisiana, central Louisiana actually, and this thing just moves through into Missouri and Illinois and so on and so forth. And that's the first development. That's the first run. The second run is the 007 p.m. right here. So yeah, same situation. The Pacific hurricane develops. It's either, at this point though, they're suggesting it's either going to be a strong tropical storm or a weak hurricane. Makes landfall right there, and then we see some more low pressure areas. There's the potential that there's some more development in off the coast of Guatemala right here, according to this run. We also have the tropical storm tropical system rather in the Caribbean forming again, and it continues to develop. It makes landfall in Cuba, and then it intensifies at a very fast pace as it approaches Louisiana. It makes landfall just southwest of New Orleans, and then it moves through, which, if it made landfall at this strength, if it made landfall at this strength in New Orleans, then that's got to be Category 3 strength right there. But this is just one model run. Everyone needs to keep that in mind. And not only that, this is like 12 days out by this point. And this continues to make landfall. It's basically a similar path to before right here from this run. The next run, the 6Z run, let's talk about that. Let's talk about Pacific hurricane or tropical storm first. For this tropical system, it develops. It actually is significantly weaker this time, potentially making landfall as a tropical storm in Mexico. Some of these model runs have it just moving off into off of Mexico and not even making landfall. So everyone needs to understand that. And then we have the Caribbean system develop. It misses Cuba. It moves through that strait into the Gulf of Mexico, and it kind of makes landfall in the similar area where the first model run I showed you I talked about. And basically, similar situation right there. So the last run is a bit interesting, and I'll explain it in a few different ways. The last model run has this thing. Basically, the Pacific system develops potentially into a hurricane, makes landfall, and then we have this system develop. There appears to be a bit of a glitch going on, but yeah, this thing just kind of sits out in the Gulf of Mexico and just dies there, and that by itself is why you shouldn't trust the model runs that far out. I'm just reporting what these model runs are saying, and the reason I use the GFS is because this is the only model that goes this far out, and so this is all I can really work with. But even though the latest run says, oh, there's going to be no tropical system impacting, well, it's not very odd for me, and I'll tell you why. Because at least one model run every single day, the last several days I've been watching this, has showed a completely different scenario, and the other 3 show it being just turning into this massive tropical system. Now, I'm not saying that this trend's going to continue, but I'm trying to explain the trend because the first 3 runs I showed all depicted the same thing, and then this run depicted something completely different, and a much weaker tropical system. It just dies in the Gulf of Mexico. I see this at least once every 4 times. So I want everyone to understand this, and I'm not saying there's going to be a massive hurricane or anything like that. I'm not trying to freak anybody out, because this is like this is at least a week out, so we don't know everything that's going on. What I do know is that this model run is completely different, and I'm explaining to you why I'm not so surprised that it is. So I wanted to give you guys the context of the situation. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the latest from the NHC. We now have a 70% chance of development in the next 5 days from the Pacific system as of 5 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time off the coast of southwestern Mexico. A broad and a longitude area of low pressure off the coast of southwestern Mexico is producing limited shower and thunderstorm activity. Environmental conditions are expected to become conducive and for gradual development of the system, and the tropical depression is likely to form next week while the system meanders off the southwestern coast of Mexico. Formation chance in the next 48 hours is now 10%. It was 0, now it's 10%. Okay, 10% is not that much, but we now have a 70% chance of development in the next 5 days. So this thing's going to develop probably at the latest, by around Tuesday. So if you're in Mexico and you're watching this, you guys need to pay attention to this. Let's go ahead and take a look at the temperatures, the global sea temperatures for today. Yeah, it's still 28, 29 degrees in the Gulf of Mexico. Let's look at a similar thing, 28, 29 degrees in off the coast of Mexico. So yeah, we'll be paying close attention to this on the Pat's Path Predictor channel. I've noticed we've been getting a lot of subscribers recently. It is very much appreciated that you guys check this out, and I really appreciate you guys hitting that sub button. For the rest of you who are watching this who are not subscribed, please go subscribe to the channel. It means a lot. It means a lot to me, and not only that, helps inform more of the public about potential severe weather and tornadoes, winter weather, and in this case, hurricane hazards like this. The goal of this channel is to get more people engaged with weather and to just alert them about hazards like this. So, with that being said, guys, that's gonna wrap it up. And I want to explain these model runs to you guys in a more of a way that I can give you the full context to it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Stay safe.